Okay, your morning mess. How you doing? It's Joey Boy.
Hello, Natasha Castles.
And it's Anish.
Okay, we got a special guest in studio. We touched upon this a week ago, and through major kind of just Googling and searching, I got a hold of her via Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Crystal in studio. Hey. Crystal, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you are a worldwide sensation right now, Crystal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Unexpectedly.
No big deal.
Yeah, this is such an amazing story. And ladies and gentlemen, after you hear the story, feel free to call us up 260-1015 to share your story about signs. Real quick, we'll go around the room before we get to you, Crystal, okay? Natasha, do you believe in signs, honestly?
Yes.
You do?
Like you've said before, like things happen for a reason, and it's when you need them the most of the time.
That's well put. When you need a sign, mainly. Anish, you believe in signs?
Yeah, and I've definitely experienced them myself, and it's happened on both ends of like when I've had moments where I was driving in the car, for example, and I could hear something say, "Do not make a lane change," and I saw somebody zoom past. Something as simple as that, along to some more major things of finding out maybe beforehand that a major life event was going to happen.
I've had signs of people I've missed in my family that have passed on.
Yeah.
Mainly my grandma. I was really, really close to my grandmother. I'll explain that story, how I had a sign for my grandmother that had complete closure for me at that time, which was a real difficult time in my life. But Crystal, signs. Ladies, you call in with the signs you've gotten from family members, friends that you've lost, because you have such an amazing story, how it's been viral. Explain your background, your ties in with Phoenix, first of all.
Well, I was born and raised here. When I was 11, my mom and I and my baby sister, we moved to Phoenix. At first, my sister Christy, the one that passed away, she didn't move there with us, but I missed her a lot. She was my best friend, and I'd call her every night crying, and she ended up making the move over there a year before she passed away.
Making the move here to Phoenix?
To Texas.
Texas,
gotcha.
Yeah. So she was there with us for a year, and we had a lot of fun. We would visit Westlaco, Texas, where my mom's family was. And on the way back one time, we went to Corpus Christi, to the beach, and that was actually the last time we spent a summer with her. And we have pictures and videos, and it's amazing.
And that was how many years ago?
That was 8 years ago. Yeah.
Did you guys dance with Selena?
We saw the Selena monument, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you do the washing machine?
She did.
She did?
She loved to dance. Dancing was her thing.
So, unfortunately, she passed 8 years ago.
She passed away in North Richland Hills, Texas, due to kidney failure.
Kidney failure. So, she was diagnosed at an early age, right?
At 4 years old.
4 years old?
Yeah, she was 4 years old, and she lost her kidneys.
So, from 4 to how old was she battling kidney disease?
Until she was 22 when
22.
she passed away.
Wow.
So, many years.
She was actually supposed to pass away when she was 14. This is where it gets weird. She was supposed to live until she was 14. She passed away when I was 14. She was 22 when she passed away, and she gives me this sign when I'm 22.
You're 22 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the sign. As you're calling in, and we see the phone lines just going crazy right now, calling signs that you've gotten in life from people that have passed away. You will not believe this. You can't tell me anything else that this wasn't a sign from your sister who passed away a year ago.
8 years.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And recently you've moved back here to Phoenix.
I moved back to Phoenix, and it's been hard. I passed by the old neighborhood where we lived, and the duck pond that we lived in on 107th and Camelback. There's a duck pond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's that called, Paul Carlos? Is that off the freeway?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I was real little. I remember her taking me in the stroller.
Okay.
Yeah. So passing by all these places where we shared so many memories, it was emotional. And that day when I got the sign, I was on my way to the gym, and I passed by Phoenix Children's Hospital, and I broke down. And I go to the gym, I get out, I get into the car, and as I'm passing by again, the song comes on.
You're listening to Live 105 at this point? Okay.
And the song comes on, and at that point, I'm almost home. I don't live too far from the gym.
Okay.
And I heard it, and at first I was hearing crispy, like, I was like, oh, maybe they're advertising Krispy Kreme or something.
It's so funny.
So to preface that, the song you're listening for, this is amazing, by the way, this is all coincidental. is Martin Solveig, who's going to be at Best Night Ever. Now, the song, which will be impersonated by our very own Natasha Castle, goes like this.
I just came to say hello.
Dun, 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 dun. Everyone knows it. It was a huge hit.
Yeah.
That's on the radio live 105, right?
Yeah.
It's a 5 o'clock mix.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you hear that song saying?
Hey, Christy says hello.
Christy's your sister's name.
Christy's my
I'm
sister's
getting
name.
chills again, by the way, just talking about it. So you hear Christy says hello.
Yeah. And so I was hoping I would get it on video to show my dad, to show my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky enough, I did get it on video. Just the little 4 seconds that I got.
And you tweeted it.
And I tweeted it. Yeah.
And it went viral. How many views has this gotten?
It's gotten well over 3 million views.
3
at this
million views on this thing. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to, by the way, it's the Morning Mess. We got Crystal in studio who's viral right now. I'm trying to pick, when you hear, you listen to live, you listen to the mix, Chris Villa's in the mix, you hear for Christy says hello, and you're thinking about your sister who passed away.
Yeah.
At that moment, you're literally thinking about her,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear Christy says hello over and over. What goes through your mind? Do you think you're going crazy, honestly?
Yeah, that's why I went up and I showed my dad. I wanted another pair of ears to hear it.
What'd your
Your heart
dad say?
drop? Do you
My
like
heart
get
dropped.
palms sweaty or I don't know, like goosebumps?
And I didn't cry. I was more in shock than anything.
Because now you have someone else telling you it does say
Yeah.
Christy.
So, of course, my heart was pounding. My hands were shaking. Luckily enough, I was close by because I was in shock. I ran
Right.
up because we live on the second floor. I ran up. I showed my dad, and I was like, "Dad, you need to hear this, Dad." I was so like
I can't
excited,
imagine.
or I don't know how to.
It's like
Right.
someone from the afterlife is talking to you,
Yeah.
and it's your best friend, your sister.
My
for
best
that.
friend, my sister.
All right, so we got Chris Villa. Chris Villa, jump on the mic over here. Come here, Chris. So we have some explaining to do because, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chris Villa. Chris Villa.
What up?
What's up, sir?
What up?
God, I haven't got to work with Chris in a long time, bro. I'm excited. One of the baddest DJs on the planet, by the way. So, Chris, now this day is crazy because you're filling in for the mix this day with Natasha in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Your
So-
brother was out,
Yes.
and you haven't been on air with live in years, right?
Yeah. So I took like a hiatus from the station.
Right.
It's been like what was it like back in 2013, 2014?
So good 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is your first day back on.
Yes.
You know, Natasha tells you that we have this big concert coming up.
Yeah, I was getting ready to talk about Best Night Ever, and I was like, hey, do you have Martin Solveig by any chance? And he's like, yeah, it'd be good to, talk about this event and
Right.
have one of his songs play. And even when he played the song, like it has the Chris Villa drop in it, I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's so dope that you have that. And then watching her video, I totally forgot that that's what it was. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did that happen?
So
How
when
does
we're
it
all
say
talking
hello?
about this, the remix of Hello that you played says
Yeah.
what?
It says, "Hey, Chris Villa says hello."
Hey, Chris Villa says hello.
Yeah, it's a custom version that the record label had sent me back.
So
in the
listen,
day.
Chris, you're Chris Villa.
Yes.
Every time I hear the video, I still hear Christy says hello.
Yeah.
You're Chris Villa, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you hear it say?
I mean, obviously, I hear it say my name, but after looking into the story, just like all the stars aligned,
Right.
like, I feel like I was meant to play. Like even when I played it, because I don't even think I pulled that out of my crate since I last worked here. So I was like, yo, like I got this remix, like I'm gonna play it. It says my name, cool. So
Yeah.
there was like a special little feeling that I felt when I was like playing the song.
Really?
Yeah.
You felt something.
Yeah.
That's your sister, man.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. This isn't make believe. I'm a believer in signs, and I keep listening to it. I still hear Christy says hello, and how amazing! If his brother was on, it would have said Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt says hello, and obviously you would have not thought.
I wouldn't have gotten that sign. None of this would be happening.
And now it's viral, and this is last week. Since then, I think the big question is: have you got any other signs from Christy? Have you anything else have happened since then, or do you think that was that moment that it was supposed to happen, and it gave you some closure?
Well, when was it? I think it was Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning when I got to work, I was driving to work, and I got a DM from this lady telling me that she was a medium And I didn't know whether to believe it or not, saying that she got in contact with my sister.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills, bro. Give me another jacket, bro.
So she was telling me that she got in contact with my sister and that my sister wanted to tell me that it was her.
What?
And at that point, I was like, no, I don't believe it.
Right.
And then I hear drops on my car, and there's rain falling on my car. And there was no rain anywhere else.
Y'all kidding me?
And I go inside to work. I was like, did y'all see rain?
What?
And they're like, no, it's not raining. And I was like, it was just raining on my car.
You had a strong bond with your sister.
Yeah.
She is really trying to get at you,
She was
huh?
my best friend.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I kept talking to that medium, and she's like, well, she says she misses Christmas. And sure enough, Christmas was
Her favorite.
our favorite, yeah. We
Christmas likes to say hello. I mean, how many
So-
Christmas are we going to get up in here?
So she said that she misses Christmas, and she started naming my sister's nicknames. She was dark-skinned, so they called her Negrita.
She knew that?
She knew that.
What?
That's crazy.
So I know that it was a sign from my sister. And when I told her, I was like, it's raining on my car. And my sister always used to call me stupid. Always. she would always be like, stupid.
Right.
So she said, your sister said stupid. It's me.
What?
So, yeah.
I am tripped. What? So, Chris, you were on, what day is it, Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
That was a Monday mix. And Wednesday morning, you get hit from the medium?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's not a coincidence, regardless if somebody wants to like tear you down. You said you've gotten some mean tweets about
Oh, yeah.
it not being or it being false and not meant for you. Like it was
Yeah.
meant for you.
That's
And-
amazing. Anyone else have to? I'm gonna share my story real quick because I'm gonna get sentimental real quick. I was very close with my grandmother, very very close. She was like the matriarch of the whole Rodriguez clan. She ran it with an iron fist. That's why I'm disciplined. I discipline my kids because of my grandmother. So years ago, there was a woman before the hot wife. I know. Dun 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 dun. Before I was married with Amber, I was married before that, and that year I was going through a divorce. It was the toughest thing I had to deal with. You know, one of the toughest things in my life was going through a divorce. Just hated life. My grandmother, who loved my ex-wife, passes away.
Oh man.
So I was going through it. It was one of the reasons why I moved to Phoenix. This was happening in California. My grandmother passed away, which I was really close with. I was getting a divorce. I wanted to go anywhere. Anybody had offered me any place, and thank God it was Phoenix. That's why I moved here, because of the divorce and my grandmother passing. So when I'm in a little apartment, I had a cool little apartment near the beach, you know. And I'm just praying on it. I'm just like on my side of my bed, like I'm just like yo, help me here. Like what am I doing wrong? And I was thinking about my grandmother, and this big breeze came flying through the window, and I smelled my grandmother's scent. You know,
That's
grandmas,
crazy.
nanas and tatas have a scent, and I smelled her, and I just felt like everything was gonna be okay.
And that was here in Phoenix.
No, that was in
Oh,
California.
that you had her sent. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like a big breeze, and I didn't know whether to take this gig in Phoenix. I was thinking about my grandmother. Do I try to fight to work out my relationship, getting the divorce? And I just felt my grandmother, basically, to me, my grandmother gave me a sign, everything's going to be okay. You need to take this job. You need to get away from here. That's what I got from it, because I needed a sign, and that was
Yeah.
my sign. My grandmother told me, take this job. Sweat during the summer.
Sweat during the summer. Okay.
Meet your pals, Natasha Castles in the niche, and Chris Villa and Crystal. So I believe in signs, man. I really do. That's
They're
amazing.
there. They're always watching you.
That was my closure. Do you feel like that's closure for you after
Yeah.
that she's okay?
I've known she's okay. I haven't grieved as hard as I used to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But since being here, it took a toll on me. I was grieving.
Right.
So it did give me like a little pat on the back, say, I'm okay, don't cry.
Are you better now? You feel
Yeah,
better?
I'm
Nice.
a lot better, especially seeing everybody reaching out with their stories and comforting each other. It makes me feel so much better.
Right. Anyone else got a story? You believe in signs, Chris? Do you believe in signs?
No, I mean, I lost my mom. That was part of the reason why I left here initially. I just needed something different, you know?
Right.
But I lost my mom 5 years ago.
Do you have you got a sign from her? When
Just dreams.
Dreams, she comes to your
I had
dreams?
like one very vivid dream where she came to me and basically just gave me a hug and said everything's going to be all right.
did you feel?
Yeah, after that I was cool. But
Right.
before that, I was a mess.
Yeah, right. And I feel you. Man, I'm a firm believer in these signs. Well, we're glad that, first of all, thank you for listening. And
Yeah. Thank you.
we appreciate that. But I'm glad that you got some closure there. And, you know, since this whole thing with Martin Solveig, kind of it's his fault, right? It's a blessed fault.
100%.
He's coming to town. We have this exclusive concert we have that you can't buy your way in. We want to invite you to go hang out with us in Martin Solveig and have him perform Hello Him. I don't know. I'm gonna slap him $20 if he could say Christy on it. You know what I mean? Or maybe he doesn't and it just says it. All of a sudden, it just
We
says
all hear
Christy.
it.
You know what I mean? At the W, you're all gonna be waiting for he's gonna say it. Do you want to go? You want to go to?
Yeah, I'm down to go.
You down to go?
Yeah.
You're gonna be our personal guest.
That's awesome.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, you and the morning mess. We're gonna hang out. Natasha, say your phrase, bro. What are we gonna do right now?
Hug ourselves.
We're gonna hug ourselves.
I had to think of which one. Sorry, there's so many.
We're gonna hug. Chris, hug yourself, bro. There you go. You see, you're swole. He can't. He's like, oh, I can't.
Dad bod.
Crystal, thank you so much for sharing your story, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So much love to you and your family. And invite any of the family members want to come to the W, man. I think it's going to be a special moment when he performs Hello.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to share your stories about them signs, let us know right now. 260
1015.